Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. This is Joe Nicasio, and I thought today I would share with you, we would talk a little bit about some various paradoxes. I don't know if paradoxes is a word, some paradoxical principles or paradoxical truths around entrepreneurship. And I wrote down four, so let's just get right into it. The first one is, we all want to start a business. We all want to be successful in business. We all want to make a bunch of money. But on the other hand, so it's true, we want to, everybody wants to succeed at whatever level. But, this idea of starting your own business is scary. It scares the heck out of people. And for many people, it's immobilizing. So that's the first paradox. We want to succeed in business, but we don't even start because it's scary. Like, we don't know what to do, or we don't know what business to go into. Or if we do, it's like maybe we don't have all the business principles. For some people, maybe, whatever business you're in, maybe you're technically good at delivering a service or a value. Like maybe you're a good auto mechanic, but starting your own auto shop might be scary. So there's other parts to it. There's the marketing and sales in addition to, the ability to turn a wrench. And maybe you're a dentist and, you can do great dentistry, but, the marketing and sales, those are other pieces. So the first entrepreneur paradox is we want to succeed in business, but it's scary. The second entrepreneur paradox, by the way, if you like this video, like it, share it. The second entrepreneur paradox is, this one is, it's kind of personal, but, free entrepreneur training doesn't teach entrepreneur principles. An entrepreneur principle is if you want to receive a lot, you got to give a lot. And so that works on both sides. If you want to receive the money, then you got to add the value. Or if you want to, if you want to receive the value, then you need to be willing to give the money. And so when we have people saying, well, I'll teach you how to be an entrepreneur, they haven't done it before. They're teaching entrepreneurship, but they're not asking you to put any skin in the game. They're teaching you something wrong. They're teaching you some idea that you can receive something for nothing. But that goes against every marketplace principle that says if you want to receive a lot, you got to give a lot. And if you're not willing to give, you don't have any skin in the game. First of all, you're not, when you pay attention. If you don't have skin in the game, and you're also just learning that maybe you should give your stuff away for free. And if you give your stuff away for free, you're not going to get paid either. So free entrepreneur training does not teach entrepreneur principles. In your business, you need to learn to give and ask for the money in exchange for the giving. And, I made coffee mugs up for my paying clients that say, I will solve your problems and you will pay me gratefully and generously. And the truth is, if you don't pay me gratefully, if you don't pay me generously, then I don't have to solve your problems, right? So that's the second paradox is, we really need to learn these laws of receiving is connected to giving. And if you receive without giving, or if you give without receiving, you are not learning, a fundamental entrepreneur principle. And the third entrepreneur paradox I wanted to share with you is, a lot of people, it's like, I need money now. I want money now. I need to pay my bills now. And so maybe they do something to make money now, but unfortunately, that's a hustle and grind, and it's not very strategic. And if you make money now, but you're doing something that you don't enjoy, what will eventually happen is you'll burn out and you end up being one of these people called a serial entrepreneur. There is another way to do this. And before you worry about making the money, you say, what business should I go in? Is it something that I love doing? Do what you love? Am I sharing the love? Am I doing something that I enjoy doing? And am I getting paid properly? So I think we need to, this idea of I want to make money now, but then if I do that, I'm not actually building something that's enduring. That's a little bit paradoxical. It's really important to first figure out, what do you love doing? What are you passionate about? What will people actually pay you for? And then figure out, here's my one thing. This is what I do. And that will actually put you on the righteous path. And by the way, if you have any questions, about this, just, put them in the comments and I'll do my best to get back to you. The fourth, the fourth entrepreneur paradox is we wish our family and friends would support us. If we had a business that was thriving and successful, everybody wants to be your friend. I made $1 million and lost everything back 25 years ago. And I learned, I made a lot of money and everybody wanted to be my friend, but it crashed and burned. And, one of the things we learned is when we're making money, everybody wants to be your friend. But when the money dries up, you see a lot of your friends, they scatter away like cockroaches. Okay. And so, there's this paradox. We want our friends and family to be supportive of us. But the truth is our friends and family are, they're kind of ill-equipped to support us on the entrepreneur journey. Even if they're entrepreneurs themselves, there's a difference between being an entrepreneur, like I've learned a way to make money in my entrepreneurial venture, versus actually, what I do. I'm an entrepreneur maker. I support people in moving from employee to entrepreneur. I support entrepreneurs who are good and help them go from good entrepreneur to great entrepreneur. So, we want the support of our friends and family, but the truth is their support is usually a little bit half-baked and not fully there. So how do we overcome this stuff? We want to start a business, but if we're scared of starting that business, we need to, do some mindset work. I wrote a book called Resurrecting America's Entrepreneurial Spirit. If you want it, I'll give it to you free. I'll send you a download link. But it doesn't take, if we're afraid of starting our business, then fear is the enemy. Our doubts are our traitors and make us lose the good we oft win by failing to attempt, as William Shakespeare said. So, if we're afraid of starting our own business, we're kind of dead in the water before we start. So we need to build our faith. We need to build our courage. We need to build our confidence. The opposite of fear is confidence. The opposite of fear is faith. Okay. And faith that fizzles before the finish was faulty from the first. The second thing, this free entrepreneur training, it doesn't really teach entrepreneur principles. There is a law of giving and receiving. So if you want to receive a lot, you got to learn to give a lot. And there is coaching support available. This is the work I do. I'm here to support people that really want to succeed on this entrepreneur path. The third paradox is we want now money, but we'll burn out if we don't really find our passion. And so one of the things I'm doing now is I've helped a lot of people figure out what's the right business for you, because the business for me isn't the business for you and isn't the business for the next person, because we all have unique personalities. We all have unique skills. We all have unique talents from God and, skills that we've developed in our lifetime. And, getting into someone else's business doesn't make sense. It's probably going to be a mismatch. So let's figure out the right business for you. And I put together a special program I'm launching at the end of this month called Business Wisdom Quest. So if you need help, would you like my help? 8 weeks with me to help you figure out what's the right business for you. Type the word quest in the comments below, and I'll make sure that you get details about that program. It's my most affordable program I've ever done. It's 8 weeks with me to help you figure out what's the right business for you. Because the Lord knows, we don't want you to get into a business for the purpose of making money, but then, drop out of the business because you don't have the passion for it in the first place. And then the fourth thing is, we wish friends and family would support us. The problem is they're ill-equipped. Environmentally, there's 3 things about environment. I talk about environment all the time. If you take an average kid and put them in a supportive environment, their knowledge, their grades, their wisdom will go up. If you take that same average kid and put them around a bunch of losers or people that aren't accomplishing much, they'll go downhill as well. If you take a plant and you put it in a lush riverbed with nutrients and sunshine and rain and all the things that plant needs, it's going to be nourished, it's going to grow, it's going to thrive, it's going to bear fruit, it's going to do very well. But if you take that same plant and put it in the middle of a dry desert, with bad soil and bad nutrients, that plant's not going to do very well. It's going to struggle, it's going to wither, and possibly even die. And so, what's cool about humans is, if you're plant in the desert, you don't have 2 feet where you can walk to the lush riverbed. But as a human being, we can do that. And, there's 3 parts of environment. Number one is your physical environment. Does your physical environment support you starting, growing, and scaling a business? If your physical environment does support you, we need to make sure you shift your environment. The second piece is the people in your environment. Do you have loving, supportive people in your environment? Do you have friends and family that support you? And some people don't, some people do. But just having loving, supportive people isn't enough, because the third environmental constraint is ideas in your environment. You can have loving friends and family in your environment, but if they're not marketing experts or business development experts or entrepreneur experts, they're not going to serve you well. They love you, they care about you, they just don't know how to create a 6 or 7 figure business and do it the right way. So if you want help, just write the word help below. If you want to learn more about my Business Wisdom Quest program, 8 weeks with me to help you figure out what's the right business for you, write the word quest in the comments below. Getting an entrepreneurship, becoming an entrepreneur is a little bit paradoxical. There are forces that favor us and support us in doing that, but there's a lot of forces that go against that. I'll tell you, there's this idea that 9 out of 10 businesses fail in business. And I don't think those stats are right. I think a lot more people succeed in business than they tell us. If you open a Subway franchise, we know that Subway franchises pretty much work 999 out of 1,000 times. So, the stats of failure, I don't think are completely accurate. But, I think if you do everything right, success is inevitable. Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. And so let's do everything we can to stack the odds of success in your favor. Let's do everything we can to mitigate the risk of failure. And if you want help with this stuff, man, I'm the guy to help you. I love seeing people succeed in their business. I love supporting people become successful entrepreneurs. I love it when I get those calls. Hey, Joe, I just made the first sale in the business you help me start. I hate seeing people fail in business. I hate it. I hate seeing people waste their life on a soul-sucking job when they know that there's something more for them. And that's why I created Employee Escape Plan. That's why I created the Business Happiness Blueprint. That's why I created the Business Wisdom Quest. That's why I created all this work that I'm doing, is to support people to become successful in their own business. Would you like my help? If you would, just write help in the comments, and let's get into a private message and see if or how I can help you, and if I can, let's put you in the program that makes most sense for you. This is Joe Nicasio, your business mentor. God bless you, and have an amazing day.